Ava Carter tightened the straps of her backpack as she stepped into the cavernous lecture hall at Hawthorne University, a prestigious Ivy League institution nestled deep in Connecticut. The air inside was stale, the kind that clung to heavy books and older minds, intellectual weight built over generations. It wasn't Ava's first time walking into a room where she knew she'd be underestimated. But this time, the stakes felt different. She found her seat in the front row, flipping open her spiral notebook. Around her, students murmured in cliques, many in Patagonia jackets, Apple laptops glowing faintly, whispers hidden behind designer coffee cups. Some gave her passing glances, others didn't notice her at all. In this massive hall with its domed ceiling, 5 chalkboards stacked on tracks, and seats that reached into shadows, it was easy to feel invisible. Until he walked in.
Dottore Nathaniel Sterling.
The legend. A professor of pure mathematics known for his brilliance and for breaking even the most confident students.
Tall, commanding, and utterly unforgiving.
He thrived on public humiliation, the kind that left students questioning their worth before finals even began. He stepped to the podium, his leather-bound notebook under one arm, and began scanning the room. His gaze bypassed monogrammed sweaters and polished shoes until it landed on Ava. His smirk was subtle, sharp. "Miss Carter," he said, dragging her name as if testing its weight.
"Why don't you show Stat Unity what you've got today? Step up and solve this." The room grew still.
It wasn't anticipation. It was hunger. A spectacle was about to unfold. Ava knew this wasn't about the problem on the board. It was about proving she belonged. About daring to step into spaces not built with her in mind. She rose, calm and deliberate, walked to the front, and took the chalk. The problem Sterling had written was no joke, a multi-layered function designed to trip up even the sharpest minds. It was a message. Stay in your lane. But Ava didn't flinch. She made her first mark, clean and confident. The lecture hall, once full of shuffling and tapping pens, turned silent. Her solution unfolded line by line, each step intentional, fluid. She didn't just solve the equation, she optimized it.
Skipping redundancies.
Bypassing dead weight. Her logic wasn't just correct, it was elegant.
Sterling stood motionless, arms crossed.
Watching. Waiting. His face remained unreadable, but his eyes narrowed with every line she drew. Whispers began to ripple through the hall. "She's actually doing it. And fast." Then Sterling spoke, low and cool.
"Be careful, Miss Carter.
Skipping steps often leads to mistakes." She didn't even look up. Not this time. A soft, stunned silence followed. She boxed her answer, placed the chalk down, and stepped back. Sterling approached the board like a man hunting for a flaw. But none existed.
From the back of the room, another voice rang out.
"That's not just right," said Dr. Camille Alvarez, a visiting professor from Stanford seated in for the day. "That's brilliant." Ava said nothing. She didn't need to. Sterling, visibly cornered, tried to pivot. "Let's test your method further," he said, scribbling a new, even nastier problem, one designed to overwhelm. Ava didn't hesitate. The chalk moved like it belonged in her hand. 10 minutes later, the solution was on the board. Precise, faster than anyone had expected.
Dottore Alvarez stood again.
"That," she said, "is mastery." The room had changed. Students who had ignored Ava earlier now leaned in. A guy who had laughed when she walked in now raised his hand. "Could you explain how you saw that shortcut?" he asked. Ava, slightly surprised, nodded. She broke down her thought process.
Clear, strategic, intentional.
The lecture hall listened, not out of courtesy, but curiosity. Sterling remained quiet. The authority he once wielded had shifted, quietly, irreversibly. The room no longer followed his lead. They were listening to her. Dr. Alvarez tilted her head. "You should be impressed."
Sterling forced a polite nod.
"We'll see how she performs on the next exam." But everyone knew. The test had already happened, and Ava had passed in ways no exam could measure. As class ended, students filtered out with sideways glances, some in awe, some humbled. One paused. "That was incredible," he said awkwardly. Ava smiled faintly.
I know.
She walked into the bright afternoon light. Phone buzzing. A message from her best friend, Casey. Casey, how was class? Ava, same old.
Except he made Sterling chalk. Casey, no way.
You serious? Ava, he tried to humiliate me. I flipped the whole damn room. Ava paused, the breeze catching her hair as she looked across campus. She knew this wasn't the end. Some students would always doubt her. But today, something shifted. Not just in how they saw her, but in how she saw herself. Because respect in places like this wasn't handed down. It was taken, piece by piece, through grit and brilliance. And Ava Carter had just claimed hers.